was one time where I thought I was, being Billy Badass, and I fucked 3 guys in a week. Had a mean yeast infection. That's not funny. But it wasn't funny. But looking back at it, I can laugh now. Oh, I love being choked. But, like, don't fucking really try to choke me. It's just more of, like, your hand placement, like, knowing that you're there. But 24. 11 athletes. Woo! 5 entertainers. Woo! 8 regular guys. Woo! I've only fucked 3 regular guys since I've been Instagram famous. In my experience, the worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really done.
So in today's video, we're going to talk about Brittany Renner, who is on damage control tour after talking too much and sabotaging her own bag.
I believe in love. I'm just like a hopeful romantic, and everything I've done has just been on a public platform. So it's like, to be seen as a villain or some man-eater is like, that's not even who I am. Like, I'm a crybaby, you know what I mean? I'm crying in the car, so I don't know. It's just, it is tough.
And I hope that this serves as a valuable life lesson regarding how less is more, how mystery is femininity, how our reputations are still of the utmost importance despite what social media says, and how the follow the leader trend of selling sex, millions of followers, and landing a baller are not all that is cracked up to be. Brittany Renner is attempting to reverse the damage that has been done from talking too much and sabotaging her image. She is the cause of her current reputation and chance of receiving a real bag from a real baller. And she has done this by allowing social media and the internet to be her source of validation, similar to a lot of women these days. A trend of thinking that she had preference as a biracial woman, preference because of her body, and that pillow talking and tell-all books like Superhead 2.0 would make her special. Brittany Renner believes that the world sees her as a villain, when in fact she is the one that villainized herself. To give some background, Brittany is from a small town of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. With a population of only 17,000, she has said in interviews that she wanted more for her life and family than her hometown could offer her. Her notoriety on Instagram came from posting her hourglass shape and workout videos. Over the years, her fan base rapidly grew through brands that paid her for marketing. The connection that I want you to make in this video is that she has come from being a big fish in a small pond while in Ocean Springs to the worldwide net and Instagram, where she is now a little fish in a big pond. And when you are a little fish in a big pond, you have to be willing to do anything and everything to be seen and noticed when you lack true confidence. I believe that social media has given Brittany Renner a false sense of confidence and that she is not truly able to handle the pressures and the spotlight which has created her self-sabotaging behaviors. I also believe that this obsession with social media has subsequently tarnished her image, so the current damage control tour that we all are seeing is her attempt to get her side of the story out there now that the dust has settled. And she has recognized that she has positioned herself in a situation that she might not ever find the true love that most women hope for. You see, reputation is a widespread belief that someone or something has a particular habit or characteristic. And one of the reasons why mystery is so important in the world of femininity is because it allows you to be the author of your own story. As the author, you are able to write, filter, and publish only what you want others to see. Everything else should be kept within. As a feminine woman, men do not need to hear and know everything about you. I'm going to say that again. Men do not need to hear and know everything about you. Some things should be left unsaid. It is okay to be seen and not heard. Creating an air of mystery with men allows their minds to wonder who you are and what you are about. This is the chase. When you do the opposite like Brittany Renner and talk too much and show your body and shake ass on the net and write tell-all books and reveal your body count and talk about your sexual encounters and constantly try to prove yourself and your point, most men will assume that this is the entire package. And they're going to decide if they want to buy in or not. And it might not be the entire package. It might just be a small percentage of who you are as a woman. But when men see stuff like this, it is like a repellent. When you leave nothing to their imagination, when you give them nothing to chase, to hunt, to seek, it repels men. Why? Because they need the chase in order for their masculinity to thrive, and they will never be caught dead with what they think is the past around. Of course, they will sleep with you, they will play with you, but they will never publicly claim you. Now, I am not the body count police and have never been. It is not my business nor anyone else's how many men Brittany Renner has slept with, but let's keep it real. She is the one that put it out there. Men will judge you based on what they see. Okay, they will lie to you all day and all night and act like they won't. But men will judge you based on what they see. And over sexualized behavior reveals to them that there is a deep rooted issue of self worth or there is unhealed trauma. And 9 times out of 10, the reality is women that over sexualize themselves have deep rooted issues with self worth and unhealed traumas. Women like Brittany Renner are taken to bed, flown out for a weekend of fun. These men will have sex with them. They will string them along until they get what they want, but they will never publicly claim them. They will never see you as the type of woman that they could share their wealth with, that they would want to have kids with, and that they could see a real future with. Which is why so many men have tried to make it seem like Brittany Renner was preying on PJ Washington, because they can't believe that PJ Washington, an NBA player worth millions, would ever consider wifing, having a child, and being publicly seen with Brittany Renner. They expected PJ Washington to fall in line and to be just like the other men that Brittany Renner has been linked to in the past, to have sex with her, to use her as a side chick, and to keep it pushing when they are done. And so the only thing that they can talk about is their age difference. That's the only thing these men can say or use to make it make sense as to why Brittany Renner and PJ Washington were ever together to begin with, which I disagree with. Okay, I don't think Brittany Renner preyed on PJ Washington. Granted, PJ Washington was 20 years old and Brittany Renner was 26 when they began dating. But in my eyes, he was a grown man and he knew good and well what he was getting involved with and doing and being capable of. Social media is the common denominator. Okay, Brittany Renner referred to herself as trophy pussy in a video that she did with DJ Academics recently. And she has no idea that men do not look at her like a trophy. Okay, she believes that she has preference because of how she looks in her body. That is the only thing that I can think of why she is so oblivious and in denial as to what she truly looks like on this World Wide Web. Okay, no, ma'am. She still has that small town way of thinking. You see, the reason why the majority of men look at Brittany Renner like a sack chaser, like a woman who wants nothing but her next come up, her next NFL, NBA, MLB victim, is because she has implied it and she has said it on the messy internet while talking too much. And this is what happens when you use the internet for your source of validation. When you allow your millions of followers who could care less about you in reality be your source of validation. And when you think you're doing something by releasing a tell-all book about celebrity men and athletes that have taken you to bed for your validation, this is self-sabotage. Brittany Renner would have never had to go on damage control tour to reclaim and clean up her image had she been confident in who she was as a woman without the need to seek validation and over-sexualize herself. You see, the social media matrix is dangerous for many reasons, but for young women, it is especially vicious. And if you've noticed in any of my videos by now, there is a consistent theme of me talking about why Black women must know who they are. And I am intentionally repeating this so that it will begin to become ingrained in your minds. Social media is an influence, and it is up to us as to whether we want to use this to our benefit or to our detriment. Regardless of which route we take, we still have to make sure that we are mindful and cautious of who we become, of what brainwashed trends that we begin to follow, and the behaviors that we absorb that do not benefit us. Brittany Renner actually shows qualities of narcissism, and it is my belief that social media has given her a false sense of confidence. And that this is why I keep saying women like her are lost in the sauce. Okay, the best way that I can break down the current matrix of social media for young Black women is to have you think about a carousel. You know, the ride that many of us played on as a child. You hop on, you spin on it for a while, and then the ride stops. And when we are off of that ride, that is the real world. That is the reality that we live in and that we wake up to on a day-to-day basis. But when we are on the carousel, this is the matrix. This is the internet, social media, Instagram. And there are two different carousels, Carousel A and Carousel B. Carousel A has Black women on it who are working regular jobs, 9-to-5s, women in school, all type of career paths. Okay. All of these women have so much that they want to accomplish in life, but they are unwilling to compromise their integrity to get there quicker. They know that they're going to have to take the route less traveled, which might take a lot longer. And Carousel B is filled with women who want to get what they want by any means necessary, like Brittany Renner. Okay, some of these women might work the same jobs as the women on Carousel A, but the biggest difference is that they are using social media to their detriment. These women are willing to do whatever social media says that they have to in order to get the life that they quote unquote think they want. These women are clones, robots, spread eagle on Instagram, selling sex, getting their bodies done, and doing whatever with whomever so that they can dress in the latest designer and rock the bags. But more importantly, they will do anything for clout, and they are talking too much. And while some women on Carousel A look at Carousel B and wonder if they should hop off and join them, wonder if they are doing things right, if they should continue on the road less traveled, they have no clue just how depressed, confused, and unidentified many of these women are in their real lives. Brittany Renner is on Carousel B and has talked too much.
I feel like my whole brand has been built on a facade. Like any person who has ever met me in real life would say that I'm different in real life. Like nothing like what I portray on Instagram. And for a while that didn't bother me. Because in my mind I'm thinking like, well, I know who I am. I just know how to turn it on and off. Not realizing what I was putting out there.
She is the cause of her own current reputation. Our behaviors and patterns start at the root. When the branches receive no sunlight and water, they wither away. Despite all that Brittany Renner has put out into the world, I have empathy for her. A lot of women like Brittany Renner are lost and stuck in the matrix of Carousel B that has made them believe that their self-worth is defined by validation of social media. You see, the beauty and the aura of the Black woman can often be found in stillness. It is not always in saying and in talking, but in mystery, femininity, and oftentimes not saying anything at all. We do not have to prove our worth to this world, nor do we have to seek validation from it. Trust me, they see it already. No words are necessary. Until next time.